In long forgotten lands, ancient ruin stands. In a quiet forest, a waterfall that never ends, flowing in waves like it's alive. No commands, no data pack, just pistons, redstone, and a forgotten rhythm pulsing through the stone. This is where the illusion begins. Hey everyone, what's up? I'm Chelsea. And as you just saw, we're diving into something today I've been really excited about. Making water in Minecraft actually look like it's flowing. You know, not just falling like normal and then staying still. I wanted to see if I could create a real sense of animation. So where did this idea come from? Well, the other day I saw a Mumbo Jumbo video where he animated a fan with redstone, and I was really hyped when I saw that. It got me thinking about other things I could animate. And then I stumbled upon this video of Jack Kelton and the rest of his Buildstone community. They really showed me what's possible in Minecraft in that sense. So that got me experimenting for myself. My first try was pretty basic, just on the sand cliff that I found. I put down a single piston connected to a simple redstone clock to just quickly block the water for a split second. Quick edit here. Just after I finished this project, I stumbled across this animated gears video from Aelion, and it seems like he's using the same method that I'm trying to use to make the water flow out of the water mill of his build. So pretty cool. Already someone is experimenting with that. With that little win, I wanted to try something a little bit more ambitious. I found this little spot and thought, well, hey, let's try to make a water fountain with this technique. I tried around pushing water sources with a piston, but that turned out is not the case in Minecraft. So unfortunately, this idea didn't work out. Anyway, I fiddled around with the fountain, but in the end, I wasn't happy with it at all. It still didn't look great. So I guess some ideas just don't pan out. It's something. It's a start. Here I thought like that's that really nice underwater effect from the light coming from above. Just looks kind of cool. And here we got like the second attempt. It's already quite better. Like I think it's an improvement. Yeah, I mean I added some like fountainy kind of brick, mossy cobblestone stuff around it, but I don't know. Back to the waterfall idea. Okay, so the fountain wasn't my best moment, but it was a start. Time to get back to original plan, the animated waterfall. Back to the sand cliff I went, determined to make this work properly. I set up a couple of pistons with basic redstone clock and hit the switch, but the first try was way too fast. It looked more like the water was glitching out than flowing, but timing is definitely key here, I guess. After playing around with the redstone a lot, slowing it down, you could finally see it. Those little gaps in the water stream. I even messed around with the shape of the cliff to see how it affected the water. But it was pretty cool to see how those little blocks changes could change the way the water looked as it flowed. At that point I was like, okay, it's definitely a proof of concept. I mean, look at it. It could actually look really awesome in a proper build. So, with that little success under my belt, I knew I had to go big somehow. I took a screenshot of the coordinates, so I don't forget where they are, and went searching for the perfect spot for a rebuild. I wanted to find a place that would really showcase this animated waterfall technique, and then I found it. This really beautiful clearing in what I think is a spruce forest. Looks special though, so I never found that biome honestly. That's when the idea of an ancient statue started to form in my head. So I started to block out the rough shape with cobblestone just to get the dimensions right. Then I had the idea of a massive sword, kind of, I don't know, like the statue was some kind of ancient hero. Slowly but surely, the sword also started to take shape. And I don't know, once I had the basic form, I started to adding the details. The head, the basic sculpture pretty much. The face was kind of tricky. I wanted to make it look old and kind of mysterious. I ended up going with these small, subtle lines for the eyes and mouth. It kind of looks grumpy, but also cool, I think. I even tried adding some details with trapdoors, but I wasn't totally sold with that. Then came the texture, using different shades of cobblestone and mossy cobblestone, you know, to give it that weathered look. Then, of course, you gotta add some vines, right? Some moss, even some spider webs to, you know, sell that ancient feel. After a while, there it was, the imposing ancient hero statue. And I'm honestly pretty happy how it turned out. You know, one statue wasn't enough for my idea. I had the vision of some sort of dam between those two of these statues, with the animated waterfall cascading down, probably. So I used the structure blocks to copy the first statue and placed it a bit further away. And it already looked pretty cool with the two of them standing there, honestly. I connected both with a dirt overhang. Then I started building the dam, this rough, ancient-looking structure connecting the two heroes. I messed up the proportions a bit at first, but I kind of fixed them eventually. I wanted to look like a bridge that had been partially destroyed over time. That was my vision there. And then actually came the really exciting part, actually building the animated waterfall into the dam. I started laying down the groundwork for the water and how it would flow. I added some rough texturing to the edges, to make it look like the water was naturally dripping out of the broken structure. I don't know why I did that. I placed the first water stars, and even without the animation, it looked like a decent waterfall, honestly. Good start, good start. But then I added the redstone clock and the pistons underneath the water source. I played around with the timing a bit. And you could already see that signature gap in the water. I added a second water source, and that's when I realized I needed to make the redstone circuit much more compact. This way it just doesn't work to put the water sources next to each other. Shaped the way the water streams a little bit and tried around, and I saw that this one block pillar creates this really nice split of the water, then widens the waterfall. Here I tried a trick from Jake Keltoncraft to make splashy water particle effect, faking it with invis arrows and floating ones in the water source, but I don't know, it didn't really work because the water kind of blocks the particles when they're all over it. I think there's a way to make this look cool, but I just didn't bother anymore. So I was struggling to get the water sources close enough together with my initial piston setup. But then it kind of hit me, instead of having the piston next to the water, what if I put them underneath, pushing a block up to block the flow from below? Does that make sense? Here I did like a basic T-flop with hoppers, so I have more control of how long they are open. And if you wonder why I have a frog spawn egg in there, I tried to build like a randomizer with redstone ore, and I put like a frog entity on there, but it didn't really work out because the timing is just way too long in between to work for this idea. Genius. It allowed me to finally place the water sources right next to each other. So I hooked up everything and, played with the repeater timings to get some smooth animation, and voila. I don't know, it looks really cool already, I guess. I hooked that up to another redstone clock. with the T-flop installed, and I don't know, I think we're getting there. Here I extended the whole water source piston mechanics to the whole width of the waterfall that is planned. I added the last water sources, and here you can see the whole waterfall in action the first time. I mean, the water streams and how they flow down need a lot of work, I guess, but yeah, we're in a good way. You can see I changed the shape of the water streams by adding or removing blocks that are widening or narrowing down the water. You know, seeing how cool that first waterfall looked, I got ambitious. The waterfall on the second cliff leading down to that little cave, it was just too static. It looked so boring compared to the animated one, so I decided to try and replicate the whole piston and redstone setup from the top and implement the whole setup into the second cliff, so the bottom waterfall gets animated as well. And it took some digging and a bit of try and error to get the block placements right, to see the animation would work there too. And I realized shit, like the way I put the dirt blocks and the pistons, it just didn't work. So I fiddled around for a while to make the whole thing work. Don't ask me why I use slime blocks there at the moment. Never mind. So yeah, I basically tried a lot with trial and error with the dirt blocks until I got like a result that kind of worked and gave the illusion of flowing water even at the bottom waterfall. Here I forgot one water source that didn't really work. Let me fix this for a second. Yep, now it should work. Let's see. Awesome. Yeah, man, that looks so dope. Top part, bottom part, all animated now. Oh man, that looks so cool. I'm really happy how it turned out. Oh yeah, there suddenly like the weather turned and the raining thing, man, it just got vibes. I mean, look at that shot, it's so vibey. And at that point I realized, oh, the waterfall from the bottom, from behind, in my little cave there, it just looks beautiful how like it's shaped and the water just dribbles down. And I don't know, I've never seen that kind of waterfall. I don't know, look at this shot, like how the water flows over the edge. So, alright, the animated water just brings the whole build to life, honestly. I mean, look at that. It just, the constant flowing of the water adds so much more dynamic than a regular waterfall. You can see the water constantly moving, creating this really cool visual rhythm. And I even added some little details like acacia bushes at the bottom to break up the harshness and make it a little bit more natural. And I don't know, I think I was hiding the pistons really well. And when you see it with, you know, different lighting, like sunrise or sunset, it just has this incredible vibe. The moving water, the ancient statues, I don't know, the whole scene. I think I did well there. So there you have it. My take on an endlessly flowing animated waterfall in Minecraft. I really hope you guys thought it was cool what I did. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to have a full tutorial on how exactly this animation works and the timings, let me know in the comments, and I would be happy to show you. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye. Ja, man, funktioniert.